So our stream is on. We should be live by now. We don't have many people in the call, just me and Victor. Hi, Victor. Lucas couldn't make it today, so we are all alone today. Not many of us. And this is also the reason we will probably skip on the live coding part, and we'll concentrate still on something very much web related. There was a report that our homepage is being blocked by some kind of antivirus, or it's some member couldn't access the web page, and our web page it goes actually without www. It's just cloud study written together .net. Just quickly post the homepage. Posting it right now into the chat. Also into the calls chat. Let's see where we are. It's a little bit messy with many open tabs, but I will figure it out. So yeah, this is the URL actually. And how it occurred to me a couple of days ago, we did have the last session of our Kubernetes bootcamp, and someone asked for a Slack invite link, which I shared with the person. And the Slack invite link actually, it's a kind of shortcut. It goes cloudstudy.net/Slack. That's all you need to know to join our Slack space, and it will basically redirect you to a different page, to an invite, an actual invite to the Slack, which is pretty lengthy, URL. And the trick is it actually changes from time to time. So these Slack invites are actually, the long ones are actually expiring. That's why we came up with this shortcut. And maybe let me just already start sharing my screen so that you know what I'm talking about. I will pick a new tab. Okay, it's coming through, I can see. Let's also change the layout to the spotlight so that the screen is bigger. Okay, this is just a new tab here in my browser. And once we type the cloudstudy.net/Slack, yeah, how to type it? Let me just open Google for you and exact URL. Okay, let's jump to this one. So basically, what I'm typing right now is this URL, what you see in the screen. I'm typing it right now into the address field. You cannot see the address field here in screen sharing, in a tab sharing actually, but believe me, I'm typing it in right now, and we are being redirected now to our Slack space. Exactly. So it works, right? Everything is great. This is what I did. I shared this URL with the person in the call, and the person reported back that this URL is being reported by his antivirus system. What's going on? I thought. Okay, the problem is that the person has some kind of antivirus installed on his system. He was a male person, so I can refer to him as he. And yeah, he couldn't come through. There was a warning screen coming from the antivirus, and these things can actually happen from time to time. It happens absolutely with malicious websites and web pages. But you know what? The surprise is our page is not intended to be malicious in any way, and it is not actually. The content of our page, let me type it. It's a home page now. Let me start again with Google so that you see actually what I'm typing there in the address field. This is what I will be typing. This is just our homepage, cloudstudy.net. Let's go there, and what you will see there, it's just a placeholder which says that our page is in the development. Okay, and you see the link here on the top right. In the top right corner, you can see the sign or icon of GitHub. But once you click there, let us click on it and share the new tab which is being opened. It should switch right now. Yeah, it has switched. So you will land into our repository, which is github.com/cloud-community. There are plenty of different. Oh, it's not a repository. It's actually an organization. It's a GitHub organization. And within this organization, which is called here, not exactly as our community called, but it's just very generic cloud community, okay? So yeah, you will see here plenty of repositories, like different kind of, mostly like lists of different resources, useful resources. Of course, but here you will also find a repository called exactly as our homepage address, right? If you go into it, I'm just clicking on it right now. Let's go. The computer is kind of a little bit slow. So what you will find here is actually exactly the content of this page here. Let me switch again to another tab. This is the landing page which you saw before, and it's the whole content of this page is actually included into this repository here. So there is there's nothing what we want to hide or we are hiding from visitors. You know, the whole content is actually here. Everyone can inspect it. There is nothing malicious here. So believe me, please. And actually, once a person goes to cloudstudy.net/Slack, it actually, the browser opens actually this file here, which is by its content, it's just a pure redirect to our Slack join link, like with link you would use to join Slack. And again, this is a long version. You don't probably want to or can memorize it. That's why we have a shortcut in place. And as I said before, this thing can change from time to time. Maybe like every half a year, there will be a new join link, you know, but then you have to go back into the previous articles or whatever we do, text content, and then change it across all like references which we used before. So that's a very handy one to have a reference like this. But you know what? The problem is some antivirus, or several of them, have a problem with this for some reason, and not just with the redirection, I guess, but with the domain name. For some reason, they don't like this domain name. I have no idea why, what's the exact reason that they are reporting actually to their users that it's not a proper site or it's a malicious site. As again, we don't have any strange content here. Everything is pretty much like straightforward. So what are we going to do? That's a problem, because within the scope of this hands-on live coding or whatever we do here, or mostly rambling around like our ideas and so forth. But anyways, like in this scope, what we are trying to do, we are trying to create a community website using certain technologies. But you know what? If at the end of the day, it's being blocked by some antiviruses and some of our members, not all of them. Like I have heard it, like just, it was the first time I heard about it. So a couple of days ago, but I guess it's just not a single case. It's a certain percentage of people which are getting these messages, and most of them will never report back. So you will never know that they're experiencing this problem. And I'm so thankful to this person who reported 2 days ago that there is a problem, so that we can really look into it today. We can use this session for today to look into this kind of problems. And this is not the first time it occurs to me, or it happens to some of my, it happens to my project, or like something I'm working on. There was a case before, at least one I can remember of, pretty like recent, I would say like 1 year ago or so, where another project which I was working on got blacklisted like this. So some antivirus engines, for some reason, I have no idea why, they listed it in their kind of stop list or whatever they keep there. And it affected pretty much like also some big corporations, because these corporations were using this kind of solution for it's a kind of their default solution for all employees. So, and even I was even working at one of these corporations. So once I tried to access let me just switch to the view where you can see myself as well. Like this. So again, it was like I was directly affected, not as a project maintainer, but also as a visitor. Tried to access it from my working like corporate computer, from a corporate network, and I was surprised it was blocked. Hatip, hi, welcome. We have a small group today, just to recap, because you have joined, and if it's not interesting for you, feel free to drop off anytime, but if it is, feel free to stay as well. So today's session is about fixing a problem when an antivirus system, for some reason, reports one of your projects, and your project, for this reason, is being blocked by a certain percentage of users who are actually using this kind of antivirus solutions. I call it a false flag report. So basically, what would happen, for some strange reason, I don't know, I couldn't figure exactly why it was blocked, but a legit website or legit project can be blacklisted by some kind of antivirus engine. There are plenty of antivirus engines. If someone would like to name a few, feel free to do it either with your voice or write into the chat. If you know some certain antiviruses or engines, or maybe you are using some. So just off the top of my head, I can name like Kaspersky seem to be pretty popular among users. Symantec, I guess, is the name of the company. Then McAfee is also there, and plenty of them. I mean, we definitely have dozens of this kind of antivirus solutions and engines. So again, what happened to our homepage, which is cloudstudy.net, that it got blocked by at least one antivirus engine. And I couldn't even guess what was the reason for it, because the whole content of this tiny page, it's basically like a coming soon one pager with just a few redirections, which we use to make the URLs kind of short for our main destinations, which are Slack, our Slack space for chat communications, our Discord space, and that's pretty much it. Maybe also YouTube, like a link to YouTube channel, which is we might use a shortcut there as well. I have no idea. So basically that's it. There's nothing malicious in this code, and the code is open. It's basically open source. You can like use it for your own page if you want. There are, as far as I know, there shouldn't be any like licensing restrictions or something like this. So what's the problem? No idea, but we have to fix it because some people will not be served or they will receive a error message, kind of warning screen on their in their browsers once they try to reach this web server or this domain in general, or anything actually like placed on under this domain. So our whole goal of this call is to build something on this very domain name, under this very domain name, what we can use as a community. But if at the end of the day, it will not be usable because it will be blocked for plenty of users, that's also not not very productive or not very helpful for our purpose. So we will use this chance in this call today. It was just a brief recap for Hatip, who just joined our call, and that we will use this chance today to figure out what's the problem and figure out a way how to fix it. Other than that, usually we use this slot on Sundays together with Lucas, one of our members, to actually do some kind of coding. And we have finished the React documentation. It's I guess like eight chapters document, which is on the homepage of React project. And we went through it with a group of people in a few calls. And what we planned actually for today is to play around with React a little bit. So, but Lucas is missing, and I'm not a great programmer either. So we will be doing this kind of bug fixing or troubleshooting with antiviruses. Let's use this session for this. Okay, now you see my screen. Actually, what you see here is our repository on GitHub, where we have the whole content actually of the whole website. It's a tiny one, yeah. Of the whole website is placed there, so you can see all the source codes and everything what's going on with this website. Again, nothing malicious. We just wanted in this case to have a coming soon page, which we can see once we switch to this tab. Let me switch the tab. This is what you would see if you would type cloudstudy.net. This is, and if you have this kind of antivirus installed, I have no idea which one is it exactly, but we can figure out today which one is reporting us. You will be able usually to see this page, but if you have this blocking antivirus working in your network or on your installed on your machine, you will see a warning screen. Okay, I don't have any on this computer particularly. I don't have any kind of blocking systems here, so I can easily access, and that's why for many webmasters, it's a tricky problem, because you will almost never know that you have a problem like this. Because for you, it works great, right? Like the page is opening quickly, everything works fine. Maybe for a couple of your friends, also everything looks great. But for some users, it's actually blocking, and it's just behaving suspiciously. They can become suspicious. Like, what's going on there? Like, this guy shared this link with me, but it kind of it was blocked by my antivirus. So is he's trying to push some phishing or something like this? No, not at all. But that's great that we have received this report 2 days ago. Okay, I think that's enough of blah blah for now. Let's see how we can solve this problem. And I'm sharing a tab of my browser right now, so that's why I will be frequently going to Google, opening Google just in general, why? Because I actually want to show you the whole process and what I actually type into the address bar. Okay, there is some stuff going on, or we actually, yeah, I think that is the name of the service which we can use. In this case, it's a website where you will see some interesting stuff. Let's search for it at first, and it's exactly the homepage is virustotal.com. If anyone is familiar with this website or this service, you can speak up and say, tell us about it, or type maybe something into the chat. But otherwise, we will move on. Okay, so what this service does, it actually lets you run a check on any file which is either on your computer or which is on your USB stick or something like this. So basically, you have to connect your storage if it's a USB stick to your computer, and then just to get access to the file. And then what you can do with the file, you can open this page and you can choose a file. Once you click on this button here, choose file, and you have to navigate to the location where your file on computer is located. So, and select your file and upload it here. This service will run a check, like a series of checks on this file against different antivirus engines. This is what it will do. And this is not exactly the case we need right now, but another service which this website provides is a URL check. So if there is some kind of destination on the internet what you are not very sure about, that this website is legit, or this particular like destination is all right, or maybe there is a file which you would like to download from a website, but you're not very sure about it. So you can actually copy the whole URL, exact URL to the file destination on this remote website, and you can supply it here. So basically, you have to switch to the URL tab. Here you will have a field where you can type this URL. So what we will type here is this. It's actually our homepage name, right? Okay, we can also try, because the person which reported to me 2 days ago, he said that this URL didn't work. It was like particularly cloudstudy.net/slack. Okay. Okay, so we can either check this landing page, which is a redirection to our Slack invite, or we can also go with the homepage. They are not exactly the same. So the homepage check the domain check will check this domain against against different antivirus engines, and will report if the whole domain is kind of malicious, or if there's something on this domain which is kind of suspicious. If you will check an exact link, my guess is it will check only just this destination here. So okay, let's go with this exact URL first. We might want to check later the whole domain as well. Let's see. That's it. Let's click the search button. It will usually take a few seconds, up to, I guess it could even take like up to 1 minute or so. Oh, that's, you see, that's not very good. So what we see here is a list, a pretty big list, you know. I don't know exactly how many antivirus engines they have checked against, but these are plenty of, I guess, probably almost all of the antivirus engines are listed here. Okay, what do we see here? 4 security vendors flagged this URL as malicious. I have no idea why it is like this, but it is the case now. Let's go through every single one of them. One is alphamountain.ai. Never heard of this one. Fortinet. Okay, Fortinet is a pretty known one. It actually deals with many stuff which are security related, and they have their own antivirus, I guess, engine, and so on and so forth. Komodo, whatever, is also reporting as malware. And Komodo is a kind of, it's not a new engine. has been like around for quite a while. Sophos is also reporting something malicious. Okay, so for antivirus engine, that's not good at all. It doesn't say exactly what's wrong with this thing. Let's try to go to the details and see if it tells us anything else. So yeah, Sophos is actually providing some details here, at least as keywords. Malware call home, command and control. What is it? No idea. Basically, I could guess a little bit, and let me switch again to our GitHub location. Switching to another tab, you should be able to see the tab. Maybe I have to increase my font a little bit or switch completely. Yeah, maybe we can turn off the cameras for now so that we will make the screen bigger. Okay. So you should be able to see better now the code itself. We were checking this exact URL as slack.html. This basically just a HTML page. That's it. And we only have 4 lines inside. 4 simple lines. Oh, actually 5. One is a HTML declaration, what is a kind of standard one for HTML5. Here we have a meta tag for that with a charset definition. That is also very usual thing. Here is a title tags with the title of the page, and here is a meta tag with a refresh HTTP equivalent or whatever it is, equal to refresh. The value here is refresh, and the content is 0, and then this URL comes, and then there is another link which is a defining rel relation, I guess, equal to canonical, and we have a href equal to the very same URL here. So basically, this is a destination where we want to get our users, and once people open this page, and you can try it yourself, you will this tag will tell your browser immediately without any any timeout to go to this very location here. You see, this is a destination where we want to get people to. And maybe this kind of behavior, this kind of redirection, which is a very much like browser-based or like client-based redirection. There are another like backend ways to do this as well, which are probably not as suspicious to the engines, antivirus engines, like those which you are reporting us. There is a 301, 302 redirections, which you can look it up on Google or internet. These are backend based redirections. So you don't ask a browser actually to go to another location. You are more like directing the browser, or forcing the browser to go into different direction. And it's the magic happens actually on the backend of the server. With GitHub, we don't have a real backend there. It's nothing where we can execute a code. These are static pages. This is one of the Jamstack principles. I guess there are workarounds, especially if you are using providers like Netlify or some other locations where you can store your static files. That you can kind of define rules there, so that it will come from the backend, the redirection. But in this case, and I guess this is what gets this whole these 4 engines suspicious about it. The Komodo, whatever engine is reporting here, media sharing, whatever it means, and the Bitdefender is listing it as under miscellaneous, but Bitdefender was not actually complaining. Bitdefender actually thinks that it's a clean page. So you see, despite most of the majority of them are okay with the page. Clean means it was rated with them and they are fine about it. So they don't complain about it. This where you see unrated, it's either it was not yet indexed by these engines here, or there is no decision whether it's a good or bad place. You see, so we could say as a webmaster, you know what, these are only like 4 places which report or like which are not happy with our page, and the ones are okay. So maybe we should ignore it. No, the answer is no. You cannot really ignore it, because there will be like from time to time users who will be enforced or like willfully using some kind of antivirus systems. At corporations, they would usually be enforced to use the antivirus systems will be installed on their computers by default, and they vary by different vendors. On their private computers, they might want to choose to use one. Maybe it will be Fortinet. I think the one which complained could be Fortinet. I don't remember exactly the report which was told me like 2 days ago. So yeah, we have to fix it. What we want, where we want to get, is that every engine will be whitelisting us. This is like our goal for today. We are surely will not be able, most probably, to do it today just in one day or within just a few hours. But what we can do, we can report to this system that this is actually not a bad site, or there is nothing malicious going on there. So maybe you would reconsider your decision. This is what we can do today. Like at least with 1 or 2 engines, we can initiate this thing. But before we go into it, let's run a general checkup on our domain name here. You see what we have checked here is this destination. It's cloudstudy.net/Slack. But what we want to do also additionally is this whole domain. If there are any complaints about this domain in general, let's see. What we can do here straight away, we can just click on this link here and open a new tab. Or we can go again to the homepage of Virustotal and enter, instead of the Slack URL, like ending with the Slack, we can just input there this domain name and run a check on domain name itself. Let's see. For now, let's just click on it and open in a new tab. I will share the content of the tab with you now. Into the new tab, which will be checking our home, like the whole domain name. Okay, for me, to me it looks good. Everything is green here. There are no complaints about the domain itself. That's good. Let's see if there are any details here provided. Okay, so you see this is really interesting. Some alphamountain.ai, some kind of artificial intelligence solution here. Here, you see, it's listed here. It writes actually in the details that it's a malicious code here, or malicious domain. But in this report on the detection web tab, it actually says clean. This is also very strange. Yeah, and here you will see some kind of details. No, there's no much details. Relations. There are some kind of further reports. Yeah, plenty of some interesting information, I guess. Yeah, for now it's not very helpful for us. On the community tab, there is no much information. There's no comments.
Try searching for it in a URL. Go to virustotal.com.
Okay. Let's go to the virustotal.com. Switch to the URL. Just a moment here. Switching to the URL and
now in there, type it out. Type out cloud study.
Like this, right?
And then enter. Yes. Now there,
okay,
I see it show up. There you'll see that one item that you had to dig into show up here. Now I don't know why that is. Well,
yeah,
now it's not. Now it's not. But when I originally, before I had any windows open, on the first Virustotal, I just entered in that website and it appeared right on the top as a malicious malware.
I see. So
I don't know why. Now it's not. Now it's not. I'm kind of surprised.
Okay, I don't see anything because it takes like a crazy amount of time to load the page. Maybe I should try again. But it's still, if you can see my screen, it's still kind of loading in the loading mode and nothing is coming through. So I will go back to the Virustotal and try again. It doesn't work now. And I will try again with the, like, yeah, let's use it as a URL, but without any like additional sub pages, just with this domain part.
Yeah. And that's where I just
it looks better now. You see?
Yeah, there it is. There it is. Fortinet.
This is what you saw probably, right?
That showed up right away.
Yeah.
To it to see that it had the malicious. So yeah, I don't know why that is. I don't know why that is.
Yeah, that's super interesting. So basically, and let's go to the details because these details sometimes reveal some important stuff here. Oh, last time in details we could see that some AI whatever web page was bragging that it was not a kind of proper site or whatever. This time it's force point threat seeker. It just uncategorized. It doesn't say anything good, anything bad. It's just some whatever useless information in our case. But let's go back to the detection and we can see, yeah, Fortinet is not very happy about the domain. Seems like now it complains about the whole domain that it finds this website as a malware, what is like horrible. And the Fortinet from all these four, let's switch again to another tab. From all these four engines here, I would say Fortinet and Sophos probably are the most kind of recognized ones. I have heard about the Komodo, not sure about how high quality their engine is, but this person or this website here, alphamountain.ai, never heard about this one. So still, but if you would even receive only just one report by alphamountain.ai or any other like minor service here, I would still go after it and try to figure out why it is like this, what went wrong and how we can fix it. But for now, it looks like Fortinet is complaining like about the whole website, what is pretty horrible. And I would say let's give it this guy a little bit of priority in the investigation process. And yeah, let's see what's going on. What I will do now, I will open a new tab and I will type there the following phase. You can get creative with this, like how you're going to find out what's wrong with your service or why these guys are reporting it like as a malicious one. So what I typed here in Google, Fortinet false flag. I have no idea if it was a good query or not, but here we see something coming up from Reddit. What is a community page about Fortinet false firewall alerts? Okay, could be something related. How to remove a false positive. Actually, yeah, I guess a false positive is a better keyword in this case. So not a false flag, what I came up with, but a false positive would be the right term. So maybe an advice from me, if you have problems like this, just extract the name of the engine, of the antivirus engine, add to it a false positive, and look it up on your favorite search engine and see if you are lucky by finding some kind of discussions like this. So let's proceed with the second link. In this case, it looks really very promising. Now to the new, yeah, this is a landing page of this, whatever it is. It's a forum actually. It's a forum on Fortinet.com, so it's a support forum, I guess. Let's go through the discussion here. How to remove a false positive. According to Virustotal, so these guys are also using Virustotal. Fortinet is falsely accusing whatever their domain here to be a malware website. So we are not alone. It seemed to be a common problem, at least like a few people are confronted with it. See, for example, this Virustotal report. And actually, yeah, I guess for every inspection, a Virustotal generates its own unique URL, which you can share with your colleagues or whatever, where you will see into this report, which was linked there. In this case, these guys have checked an exact executable file, which was located in the files folder on this website. So it was not like a general checkup of the website or domain. It was a specific one related to what was it, to a file. Okay, interesting. Now we know what they're talking about. As you can see, Fortinet is the only one who thinks it's a malware website. As the author of the program and owner of the site, I'm quite annoyed that Fortinet is tarnishing the reputation of my program. This is pretty much our case as well, right? We haven't done anything bad whatsoever, but now we are accused of running some kind of, con business here. How do I go about getting this false positive removed? Fortinet's website is an impenetrable morass of links, none of which seem to be about reporting a false positive. Okay, somebody is replying maybe here. What is here? Let's see, what is this? Opening this link and sharing the new tab. Let's see where it goes. Well, yeah, it actually got redirected to a slightly different page. I think it still belongs to Fortinet. Wow, a lot of stuff coming up. Online scanner, we can, oh, it's loading again for some reason. Okay, so you can choose a file, submit it, probably just checking some files like similar to Virustotal. Oh yeah, and you can enter your, for some reason, your contact email address. Okay, I mean, interesting, but we don't want to submit a file. Let's go back to this forum where we were. Okay, we are back here. How helpful it was for this guy, but here's another one. Go here and click the link for submit review request. And the person is sending a URL to FortiGuard, a FortiGuard from banners on the website. I understood that it belongs to Fortinet. So it goes IP rep, whatever it is, index, and then data, equal to this website here. Okay, so I'm not 100% sure if, I mean, I can go there. That wouldn't harm us. Let's open it in a new tab again, and I will share the new tab. Okay, here we go. Web filter lookup. Submit a URL to check its rating. Okay, it looks more appropriate in this case. But we will go not with a URL, but rather with a, what is it? It's a page, right? Look, it's a domain name. Wow. Something is frozen here. Let's try again. cloudstudy.net. Oh no, I wrote study a little bit wrong. That should be okay now. We can choose a 40 OS version, whatever it is. I have no idea. I will keep it like this as it was selected by default. And let's look it up. Okay, great. They have categorized our website as a malicious website. Okay, sites that host software that is currently to users' machine to collect information and monitor user activity, and sites that are infected with malicious software specifically designed to damage, disrupt, attack, or manipulate computer systems without the user's consent, such as a virus or Trojan horse. Click here to see if this category is currently blocked. Or request a review. Actually, this is pretty interesting here. And here above, it's not about our site specifically, it's just, I guess, a definition of a malicious website, which sounds pretty horrible. We are nothing close to it, but you know, that's why you have to take care of such things, you know, otherwise you will leave it. And again, there is no specific reason why they think or why they categorize it like this. What is a little bit unfair for fair webmasters. For con artists, I don't care about, like, probably they shouldn't know what is exact reason why they were blocked, so that they will not find another solution, you know, to go through. But let's go to this link here, request a review, and no, we don't see a hint, URL hint in the stream right now, but it also just another sub page of FortiGuard. Okay. Here a page which is called Web Filter Classification Rating Request. And URL is this. Suggest a category. Okay. So we have to pick a category for this site, I guess. Okay, what is this website? It's actually a community homepage. It should become one day, right? I'm not sure they have something like this. Personal websites and blogs. Maybe let's go with this one. Online meeting, actually could be also this one, but as of now, it's just a coming soon page. Okay, is there something like a community? Okay, it's a mixture of kind of malicious different categories and also legit ones. So you have to be careful not to report even worse than than your actual categorization now. News groups and message boards. Yeah, maybe in the future, but you know, we want to say what it is right now, right? Right now, it looks like a Okay, I'm a little bit struggling here with this category. It's a pretty extensive list here as well. Society and lifestyles. Secure websites. Let's go with secure secure websites. It's a secure one. There's nothing going on there. And yeah, let's go. Company name. Let's pick the name of our community here. You know what? I will write something here. Okay, we have to pass at first a reCAPTCHA challenge here. Let's see if we can make it. It's not always very obvious. Verify. Yeah. The command is going to be hello 14 at the website. Let's be specific, right? Okay. Yeah, there is a new challenge here. Probably I should have done it like at the end, not to be annoyed. Okay, we have another minute. Our message. So the community is called Cloud Site Network, and you can find our meetup page at let's supply homepage at meetup. It's all about please. Let's review it again and remove the actually, I could also add that the whole content of the web page is on GitHub, so that if they really want to see what's going on, they can do it right here. Okay, again, our captcha is expiring. Great. Okay, let's just copy this piece and leave it somewhere else, because you know what, we might need it again for another antivirus engine. I mean, and the third time we will try to pass a reCAPTCHA. Oh, this time it's a little bit more complicated. Let's go for chimneys here. 3 ones. Okay, great. Okay, cool. That's it. Well, that's just how we can help ourselves, and I'm curious how long it will take them to have another look at the website. Actually, I see now the email address I supplied is not optimal, but that's okay. There could be another one. Okay. Thank you. Your suggestion helps us to improve our buggy, I would say, web filtering database. Okay, that's it. That's a good sign. Let's move on. I hope with this we will solve over time this problem. At least with this search and sorry, not search engine, but what is it? Antivirus engine. But and we have a little bit of time. If you're curious, we can go through some others. We have 3 more which are complaining about us. Okay, because the keyword was false positive. Let's remember it. And I'm going to share my screen or a tab again. Where is it? Here it is. Share another tab. Okay, let's share it. So again, yeah, the keyword here is the false positive. I'm not used to this keyword, but I have to remember it. Might have another, like maybe we could write an article about it actually. Fortinet submit false positive. There is another popular word here, like this. Let's see who is knocking on the door. Rinda is there. Hi, Rinda. How are you doing? Okay, so let's continue. Let's switch to the tab where we have reports from 3 other antivirus engines. Yeah, it should be on the screen right now. So we are done with Fortinet for now. We reported that this false positive is being was has been reported. Now I would Sophos, whatever it is, Sophos. Let's go to Sophos and I'm sharing here another tab. This is what kind of your search query I would run in Google. Sophos false positive. And there are plenty of similar queries here, you see. Sophos false positive URL, positive email. They are actually probably also blacklist emails, submission, spam, CryptoGuard, whatever. But it's an antivirus engine, and we will try our luck with this search query. Let's see if we are lucky, as lucky as with.
That's what security we use at our company that I work for.
Oh, okay.
Technology International.
Yeah, is it a corporation? I guess so, right?
Yes. Safety Technology International is a corporation, and this is what security software we use.
Yeah, this provider is a pretty known one, I would say. Probably plenty of corporations and big companies are using this solution.
Yeah, corporations use this one.
Yeah. And you know what? You cannot avoid it if you are working at one of these corporations and you want to check out the homepage of community or any other like legit website. In some cases, you will be blocked because the engine thinks that it's a malicious one, and it's your job as a webmaster, even sometimes as a web developer, to go after it and to run these checks like on a regular basis, like every half a year or so. And Virustotal, I'm so thankful to them. They like run it across, I don't know, like it looks like 30 or 40 different antivirus engines they checking against. And that's a great resource. Otherwise, you would go and chase every single one, or at least the major ones. But in this case, no, you don't have to do it. You can use Virustotal. Okay, let's see what comes up here. Just after the advertisement, we see here how to report false positives to Sophos. Looks great. Let's see if it will help us actually. Instead, so sharing another tab, and I will have a bunch of tabs afterwards. Let's hope it will not crash. An article in which blah blah blah. So is there any answer? This is usually a question that something is wrong there, and I want to submit my website for review. You have read submit samples of suspicious files to Sophos. Okay. It doesn't really look. I don't want to go into details here, but it doesn't really look like it will help us in this case. Let's go for another here. What are false positives and unwanted? How to investigate and resolve a potential false positive? Okay, it looks more promising, this one. Let's go and check this one out. Okay, this is just an informative article, I guess. Okay. Oh, they even mentioned here Virustotal. Again, I'm not willing to go through all the text like in a small font, as you can see here, all the details. I'm just quickly trying to grab with my eyes a place where we can submit our URL for check, or like file a complaint or like a review request. It like on a brief site, it doesn't look that it has something like this. Let's see, maybe with another, let's maybe go with another query. Sophos submit false positive, something like this. Yeah, we go back again to the same page, and here how to submit samples of suspicious files. I mean, okay, it's not exactly what I want, but it might be the same form. Let's see what it says. This Sophos, they have so many articles, but submit samples directly to Sophos website. Submit samples via email. Okay, we don't want to use email here. Submit a sample followed by a sample file. Well, oh, sample page here. You see, that one looks better. Let's see what it is. Switching to, it's actually support.sophos.com, then support, and then submission, file submission, and that's it. Submit a sample. Sample file, spam email, web address, URL. Yes, thank you. Exactly what we need here. Web address, URL. Actually, now comes the question, because this Sophos thing doesn't complain about our whole website, but in this case, it just complains about a specific URL here. Specific URL, which is a cloudstudy.net Slack. So maybe we have to submit this very specific URL to them. Yeah, I would say so. But then, there are plenty of, like, there are a few redirects like this. We have the same one also for Discord. Like this, maybe we have to check this against this Discord here against Virustotal. Okay, let's do it. Let's do it to see if there are even more complaints about different locations. Again, going back to Virustotal, again, I can only highly recommend this website to check up like files, URLs, and stuff like this. Discord, yeah, this is just another redirection here, but in this case to a Discord server. It also like has inside a lengthy URL, invite URL. Yeah, exactly the same problem as you can see. The same suspects here, like 4 engines are reporting it. We hope that with our submission to Fortinet, we could also solve this single page problems. We hope so, but if it will not be the case, then we will have to go after each page here, But another way how to solve it would be to move from this a little bit unconventional way to redirect visitors to a destination where we want to get them, which is happening in the web browser actually, and move to another one. Figure out what would be the right and proper way to do it, and move to a 301 or 302 redirection, which is happening on the backend It's a little bit tricky to realize it with GitHub pages. This is what we're using in this case for hosting static websites and web pages. But there is a way. There is a way. At least I know there should be a way through Netlify if you would supply it or have a chain of website creation passing through Netlify. There should be a way. I will take it as a homework. It's nothing what I can solve, I guess, right now, right here. Let's keep the aim of this session today is to solve the whitelisting problem. Okay, so let's go and try this link here, like this Sophos, whatever it is, and let's go with Slack in this case, like with our original URL. But we see this problem also persists for different sub pages. Okay, product services. We have to choose one. Okay, I have no idea, guys, about your products, about your services, and endpoint protection. We don't have any report about specific service either. It just says Sophos. That's it. I just looked up, and in Virustotal, it just says Sophos. But we have to pick one, I guess. Sophos Web Appliance. Maybe this one. Let's go with this one. It like sounds the closest to website category. Okay, and they ask us to categorize what is our website. Is it really required? It's a little bit annoying, I would say. This is probably the hardest task with this forms here, you know. Okay, haven't found anything related yet. Okay, we are done with the list. Let's go computing and internet. Let's go with this one in this case. I'm not really going to invest a lot of time here. Let's supply our data here. Email. Let's go this time with this is Gmail one. License or serial number. I have no idea about it. And you know what? In this command field, we can actually use our snippet from before, like this. But in this case, we will call the guys Sophos, not Fortinet. Don't want to offend them with the competition, probably. Okay. Looks good so far. I think we can submit it. Okay. Success. That's great. That's great. But oh, okay. It still throws me. Okay, let's wait. Well, actually, it throwed me. It briefly displayed success and then throwed me to their homepage or whatever it is. And it's a very bad user experience here, because if I would blink just with my eyes, you know, for half a second, I would probably miss this notification that the submission was successful, and then I was immediately redirected to somewhere else, what is not really very good experience here. But anyways, we were not blinking at this time, and we could read that. And you know what? I was almost like almost celebrating that we would stay on the very same page, so that we can replace only the part of Slack naming, like on the page with the Discord part, and we would supply it again. I was no, celebrating too much. It was not the case. Otherwise, I would just supply using the very same form all the reports, or like all reported pages. But we now know how it works. Today is 18th of July. Let's mark this day, and let's check it in a few days again, if it will affect our listing here on Virustotal. So we are done for now, and I mean, these are very conditional stuff, you know. Here, Fortinet, we just reported the homepage. We are not sure about the sub pages. Maybe we have to go and continue like negotiations with them, and also submit the sub pages as well. Sorry, Victor.
Okay.
Yeah, can you want to say something, right?
Yeah, I look forward to being updated next Saturday or next Sunday.
Next Sunday, absolutely. Yeah, we will definitely use this chance to look into it. What went like
What
what
the
was
results
the
are. Yeah.
absolutely, yeah. Okay. We still got some time, and I would use this time to now check with the Komodo. This is the third most known engine here, antivirus engine from the 4. I've never heard of this one, again and again, but yeah, probably just a new one, you know. And most of them I have never heard about. Like this one, for example, Bitdefender is a kind of known one. But most, like Dr. Web is an old Russian one. I wonder still exists. Asset is a very popular one. It's a Scandinavian, I guess it's a Swedish or something, or Finnish. So plenty of them.
Bitdefender is what I use. Well, so.
Bitdefender, right?
Yep.
Okay, probably it's your private one already.
That's my private one. Mm-hmm.
Okay, got it. Yeah, they're pretty strong on the private market. Not so strong, I guess, on the corporate market. Again, on the corporate market, you would mostly see Sophos, Fortinet is there, and which one else? Asset could be also like corporate one. Google Safe browsing is actually also here, what's really nice. It will also check against this one. What is else? Spam House is a kind of open community, open source project with plenty of information on these bad players. Yeah, some are known ones. Tencent is a Chinese one. They're doing pretty much everything. But most of them I have never heard. So there are plenty of resources you could never like come up with like what would be the destination to check against. But really very thankful that there is a, and I haven't seen much of similar projects or like competing projects which will go through many antivirus engines and do this amazing work. Yeah, there is also actually a community score, and there in our case there is a question mark. It means none of their community members have rated this web resource or this location neither as a positive nor as a negative location. You can kind of change it by using this sign up button here in the top right corner. You can register yourself. You can go, and I don't know how ethical is this, but you can actually like operate your resources. But you know, in this case, it's actually it's not a malicious one, so you can go and have a green check mark on your resources or your locations, and also not only yours. You can run it and do similar to some other third-party resources, and this way it will get a community score. This is what I did with one resource before, like with a plenty of one of them was my, but yeah, that will still not remove all this false positives here. You know, you still have to go after them. Okay, now let's do our search query. In this case, we will replace Sophos with Komodo. Let's see how quick we will get to their submission page. How to submit false positive virus samples to Komodo. We don't want to submit really virus samples because viruses are usually like separate files, isolated files, which we have no business with in this case. And let's just trust Google in this case and go with the first link and see if it actually helps us in any way. Switching to the new location here, antivirus malware false positive. Well, that's great. We with link, you know, we came exactly to the place. So yeah, now we have to concentrate a little bit. Comodo takes pride in maintaining the most accurate database of malware and harmful websites. User submissions are a very important element in helping us maintain this accuracy. Please select the type of item you would like to submit. Malicious file, no. False positive file, suspicious website, false, oh yeah, at the end, there is an option for false positive website. Amazing. This is exactly what we are looking for. So it suggests to submit the whole website. Well, it's not bragging or it's not like complaining about our whole website. That's why I'm a little bit hesitating, maybe just to go with a specific URL. As in this case, it would be Slack. And probably not only Slack, probably also some other sub pages like Discord landing page. Oh, I'm lost a little bit in between the tabs. Yeah, let's go with this subpage Slack in this case. And there is I really like this very simplistic submission form because it doesn't ask me like stupid questions about categorization or stuff like this. I would agree with your terms, whatever they are. Please only get our website whitelisted. Additional commands, and you know what? We will reuse again our content here. In this case, we will of course call them Komodo with a big C. Okay. Otherwise, this whole thing is pretty much the same. The only thing is that we don't supply any specific URL here to our destination so that we don't have to replace it. So yeah, let's I think we can submit it already. Yeah, very simple form. Submit. Okay, thank you for your submission. The item you submitted will shortly undergo analysis by Komodo technicians. Your valuable contribution will help us build a better protection framework and is appreciated by everyone at Komodo. You know, guys, instead of just this kind of thanks and so on, you would just probably be better off improving your algorithm, whatever it is, not to indicate like usual redirections, which are like this kind of redirections are not great, but is being widely used by many webmasters, especially when they are confronted that then they don't have access to the backend, like in the case of GitHub pages. I will try still to find a better solution for it, so that you never know, maybe some other engine will be complaining about it like in some time, and we want to avoid the cause of the problem as much as possible. But yeah, that's a recommendation. If anyone will be watching from this antivirus engines, think about it, because there was nothing malicious other than that, this kind of strange redirection, which is a kind of workaround when you have a static web pages. Okay, good. So we have done almost the whole work. The only thing left is the most interesting one, this funny new engine, which I never heard of. Let's, at first, before we deep dive into this whole like search query, let's just see what is it, because it seems like it already provides us a home page of this resource. Okay, so it looks like it's just either a browser extension or a legit engine with just a browser extension like on top of it. Seems like it's using AI the wrong way. Otherwise it would not report us. Is there any like obvious form here? There's a contact form, but I don't see. It's a LLC, probably somewhere in the States. Alpha Mountain AI. No idea, never heard. So yeah, what kind of products do they have? Enterprise APIs, user protection, education solution, mission. Okay, great. I don't see any kind of submission form to fix this problem, and I'm a little bit, to be honest, a little bit concerned about it, because there might be no submission form at all. It's just a single page website with any like any credentials there, and this is what makes me a little bit nervous. Alpha Mountain AI submit false positive. We will be probably very unsuccessful with this kind of query. You see, no one is also seem to be searching for it, so the chances are not very good. Let's see if we can see other queries here. Nothing. With AI, without AI. Okay, there's actually this one. Contributors. That's there's no content whatsoever provided by Alpha Mountain AI other than their homepage, like single page, I guess. That's very concerning. They're probably a no-name, like complete no-name engine here. And you know what? If they are so no-name, probably also no one is using them, or a very small fraction of people whatsoever. So on one side, it kind of concerns me that we will never be whitelisted, or it will be super difficult. You know, you can, as a last resort, you can always like try to get in touch with them, but it's a pretty stupid way, like to have send general like queries to the company, you know. But what will be our other choice? And it doesn't look like there is a good way to do it. False positive, antivirus Reddit. Okay, these are all like general queries. It's not related to this engine whatsoever. And yeah, nothing. It comes from McAfee, what is a completely different engine here. Oh, it's listed on Scam Advisor. Maybe it's a scam. We will see. Okay, what the Scam Advisor says. It's kind of listed here as a trusted service with 80%. So at least it's not an obvious scam. Okay, thank you. Okay, that looks. Oh yeah, here we see some kind of organization details. Reykjavik, so it's Iceland. Some kind of company in Iceland. Okay, interesting. So we will get in touch with Iceland in the worst case. Send them general query like what's going on? Why are you listing us, guys? Let's see if we can find it here in the list. It should be here as well. Probably a list of all the engines, antivirus engines. So again, what was the name? It's Alpha Mountain. Let's look for Alpha. Yeah, here it is. It goes just straight to their homepage. Oh, sorry, probably I'm just sharing a different tab here. Okay, so we have landed again at their homepage. It's not really helpful. You know what? I will just send them a general query. So like this. Website category, tech support, other. Why is they so obsessed about the website categorization? Choose suggested category, enter site. Okay. Oh yeah, what kind of categories they got? Oh, it's just general categorization here. Malicious. Again, it's again a mixture of legit categories and some malicious ones like hacking website, phishing website. Okay. Well, that's super annoying. URL redirect. That's great. What is related to, more or less, to our case. Okay, let's try this one. It's super rare that they're using their contact us for this kind of stuff. It's probably a horrible job to be on the receiving part and like sort this stuff out. What is what? Okay, hello, Alpha Mountain. The website, blah blah blah, is coming soon. Placeholder. Okay, we will just leave it like this. I'm even not sure if it will work with them, but you know, we will try at least. Let's send the request. Okay, looks good. Again, everything has been submitted just either related to the homepage, in the case of Fortinet, or it was about a specific redirect page, which we have a few of them there. I haven't went through all of the redirections we have and so on and so forth, but we will see in a few days at all if it works. I guess it will, at least with the major providers like Fortinet. I expect success there. Topos as well. And yeah, with the small ones, no idea. Let's see. And again, the homework for me is just to figure out how to use a different redirection method. It's not, I don't know what's the problem with Fortinet, if it's because it reports the whole domain. This is like a major problem. If antivirus engine reports the whole domain, it means that like the whole website is like malicious. Please don't go anywhere there, and it's pretty horrible. And it just leaves me guessing, you know, what could be the reason for it. And probably the redirection fix will not solve this problem. So the problem have to be addressed directly with the company. Now that's it. That's an interesting experience which I had to go through some time ago with a completely different project. This is what I got indication of in relation to this domain and this project a couple of days ago. I could act also like faster and immediately do the same stuff, you know, on the very same day. But I was busy and I kind of left it for today so that we have I haven't prepared actually anything there. It was all live and as it went. So yeah, that's it for today. I hope it will be helpful to other people, or you know, you as a web developer, as a webmaster who runs their own projects, you have to do from time to time this kind of checkups on your resources, at least like on the whole domains. I mean, it will be super crazy to go and check every single web page which you have on your website. I don't know if Virustotal is helping in any way to do this, like sending you reports if there is a new kind of page being reported or blacklisted or whatsoever. But at least what you could do is to run it on your whole domain, you know, to see if stuff like Fortinet will pop up. So that's it for today. Thanks, Victor. Thanks, everyone who will be watching later. And see you in 1 week. Same time, yes. Same place.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Enjoyed.
Take care. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.